by allowing that open line of communication, and I think that's all friendship really is that open line of communication. And that's why people say, hey, don't talk to me like I'm your friend. I'm not your homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Because, I was told that too. And it's like, I wasn't comfortable with any type of situation to come to my mother with. Nothing.
There was a lot of situations I didn't either, mom or dad.
Right. Now,
but that's because how we were raised.
Right.
You get what I mean?
But my dad, he was cool. He was hood, you know what I'm saying? But he was there for us. He did more of the love side. My mother, she did more of the tough love. So still to this day, I'm trying to figure out if she loved me or not. But my dad, I know he did.
Right. It was no mistaking it.
Exactly, because that's all he showed. He was there. He was the one that we could talk to. My mom, we couldn't talk to her about shit. Even still to this day, actually. Can't really talk to her, and she's still trying to parent. And I'm like, well, how could you parent a 42-year-old child?
Right.
It don't work because it's not a 42-year-old child. I'm a middle-aged woman.
Right.
So
those are the things that were lost when she was just so worried about tough love and parenting.
Right.
The actual connection was lost, and it's been lost a long time ago.
And still, there's no connection.
Right. So I'm saying it doesn't exist. It's
right.
been.
Yeah.
If it was any chance of it, it's been gone.
And it's like we had to learn that was love. That was the love. No love at all. You know what I'm saying? The no love at all. So, it was completely hard. Right. Because not only did that, fuck up a lot of shit in my life as far as, my social life. But, I don't have no friends. Well, I got you, but you know what I mean. You a sister and a friend. So,
I got you.
I mean, I got another homegirl, but like I say, we don't kick it all the time. We don't talk all the time. Maybe once or twice a year.
But you still know there's a connection. There's a bond. You call on her, she call on you.
That's what type of friendship we have, though.
Right. As we stated earlier, every friendship, because every person is different.
Right.
So you definitely, you treat everyone accordingly. You deal with everyone accordingly.
Right. And just because I say that I'm friends with my children don't mean that I don't parent them.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because I get that abuse from my dad.
Because we can sing and dance together, and
you more your kids' friends than you are they parent, and it's like, really? Just think about what we went through, Dad. You know what I mean? When you would just never listen to me, when you would never just understand where I was coming from. You get what I mean? So I told myself, when I have kids, man, it's going to be different. But I do see my faults as sometimes being too friendly. You get what I mean? Or not handling something as I should more parent-wise than on a friendship level-wise. You get what I mean? Because in a sense, it will backfire.
Yeah.
So sometimes I've really had to check my children to where it wasn't even really me that had to check them. The family members came and checked them. You get what I mean? Because I've obviously let my uncle tell it, my dad tell it. You know what I mean? My mama tell it. I've dropped the ball on that one, and they was all on my head. So they didn't just get it; I got it. And you know what I'm saying? How old I am now? You see what I'm saying? So parenting still set in on a whole nother level, and I was a kid too at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow. So, I mean, I can say I dropped the ball that particular time. So, when I look back and reevaluate as me parenting, I feel like, yeah, I could have did more parenting on that issue than being more friendly with it. You get what I mean? Because as they got older, they started getting comfortable with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, you know, sometimes that friendship shit can bite us in the ass.
And I agree because, you know, there are certain things and conversations that I have with my kids that I think I'm still a little childish on. And, you know, I think that I handle it the wrong way. Yeah. And that's when it comes to guilty. Somebody fucking with them. Because when it come down to that, my number one thing is you better beat that motherfucker. And I know. Listen.
Right.
I know that's the homegirl in me coming out. You know what I'm saying? Because the parent in me would be like, listen.
Should be more level-headed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But on some things, I'm just
zero tolerance.
All the way, listen, I'm all the way the homie with, because I'll come up there and beat they motherfucking ass myself. Just don't say my name type shit, you know?
Right.
And it's like, damn, now I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Because I fight them 6 months and up. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, you know, but I realize it on a lot of levels, like with my son, you know, my baby boy. He's 9. He'll be 10. And he's autistic, you know, but he's very smart, very vocal,
definitely.
Everything. But, you know, the other kids around him are not so vocal. So, you know, he had a little issue with one of the kids, you know, and I told him, okay, well, next time they put their hands on you, you know, you better beat they motherfucking ass.
Period.
Right?
Right.
Like your homegirl would tell you, you better beat that bitch ass if she fuck with you again. You understand? So, the next day he went to school and I guess the little boy just touched him or something. Like, touched him.
Let him have it. Huh.
And he choked the little boy out. And I felt so bad because I'm like, damn, that was very stupid of me to give him that information and that lesson the way that I did. Because he didn't he didn't know enough to decipher the difference between somebody trying to hurt you or if somebody just touched you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I understand.
So I definitely could have handled it differently as far as, you know, that. I could have definitely handled it like a parent. Especially as old as I am, you know. I should have been like, listen. Tell the teacher he keep, you know, and if he try to hurt you, you know what I'm saying, don't let him hurt you or something. I know it could have been a different lesson I could have gave in that because now
just a little bit more detail. That's all. That's just a little bit more detail.
Right.
That's it. Don't rag on yourself too much. Just a little bit more detail. That's it. You know what I mean? Like give him the chain of command. Let the teacher know. You know what I mean? Because that's how I did my kids. Hey, let the teacher know. Okay, ain't do nothing about it. Okay. But I always told my children, you're no one's punching bag.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And I'll tell any teacher that. No child deserves to just get hit on.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I would always ask a question. You as a principal, what would you do if a parent came here and just slapped the shit out of you? They will always have this blank look on their face. Right. Exactly.
Because they wondering if you finna slap the shit out their ass.
But I always try to give them some type of, you know, example. Like, think about it. You get what I mean? You're quick to say, it's zero tolerance. But if a child has came to you and told you countless times that this is going on,
man,
you gotta be kidding me.
You'll be surprised how many students how many teachers turn their back on shit like that. Bullying and some of them even be recording it and putting it on Facebook themselves.
On an anonymous page. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and they don't get paid enough to give a fuck. but it's still no excuse. You know, and I think it should be a level of friendship in every relationship. Teacher, student, all that.
I can definitely agree. Agree.
Because, like I said, that doesn't take away. Just because I'm friends with my boss don't take away from him being my boss.
Even a child out in the street you don't know and you see him doing something. It's a level of parenting and friendship when you see this child doing something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what would your parents think? Your parents know you out here doing
this? You shouldn't. You better not do that. You're going to mess around and break your arm.
Something more. Yeah. You're going to break that window if you don't stop playing.
You're going to get in trouble.
Right. So, I mean, it's always a level of lesson, like you stated. And it is a level of friendship. And it's also a level of parenting.
And sometimes you have to be friends with a child in order to parent them. Because if you just say if you a step parent, you know what I'm saying? You're not even the real parent. You know that child still have to a level of trust from you to know that you mean them well.
Exactly.
You know, and the only way you can develop that is by developing a bond with that child, and that's gonna come in the form of a friendship. You know, because you have to let that child get to know you first before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You start to become a parent to this child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, I just think that, you know, with different circumstances come, you know, and that's why I think that you can also be friends as well as a parent.
Right. Right.
You know, because that guard is never let down. Like I say, I'm 42. My mother's still trying to tell me how to wash my ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, are you serious? 5 kids later? It's just crazy. It's crazy to me.
Right.
But and this is coming from somebody that I never developed a friendship with. You know?
Right.
So I can't even talk to you like a regular person because we don't have that friendship.
That connection, that bond.
Right. You're going to automatically be like, here you go with that shit. I don't want to hear that shit.
Right. Like there's no understanding.
Right.
Just always pure insensitiveness.
Right. And even with times when, you know, I needed her to be there. It's like shit. It was tough love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My son passed away. It wasn't, you know, I needed a friend.
An open
most
ear.
of the time. Right. An open ear, not somebody that's gonna cut me off when I'm
trying to express
my feelings.
My feelings.
I just lost my child. Like.
And everyone is entitled to that, whether that's your child or not.
Right,
you know what I mean?
But
People
when you don't have that bond, you really don't care. I mean, how can you care and not have a bond? Shit, I mean,
right.
Listen, and it's okay. It's all right. You know, I still love her. Everything. I love her, and she's still my mother, regardless. You know, I can say whatever I want to say, but can't nobody else say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it is what it is.
That's what it is.
But she fucked up a lot, just like I fucked up a lot. And I know, you know, every parent gonna fuck up, you know, from one time or to another.
We're not born with instructions. You know, they don't come when we give birth. Children doesn't come with instructions, and we don't come with parenting instructions.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I do believe it's okay to befriend your child, but there is a balance that needs to be held.
Right.
You know what I mean? Period.
And it don't have to be perfect. It don't have to be perfect.
There's going to be lessons learned, real lessons learned, serious lessons learned along the way.
Right. And you might be the one learning the lesson.
As the parent. Period. So
thank you again for tuning in.
Please
and
be open.
Love yourself. Always love yourself. And we'll be back.